So on Friday the 4th of March, I took my first DJ lesson in the metaverse. As I transported into the metaverse, I was greeted by a guy named DJ Hopper.
Hello DJ, my name is DJ Hopper, also known as the DJ Coach.
He greeted me with open arms, literally, and he welcomed me to the DJ lesson. So before anything, he wanted to make sure that the decks were right in front of me.
First off, you should be in front of the decks. Now, for some reason, the decks are not in front of you.
He told me they were not right in front of me, but he was wrong. He then went on to tell me that I had a full festival setup, but does he not know who I am? I'm DJ CB, who plays on big stages, plays to busy venues every week, but I guess he's in a completely different world to me. He doesn't know, so I'm gonna let him off. So he finally started to talk about the lessons.
We've created some lessons that will walk you through some of the basics. I'll explain a concept, then I'll do it, and then you'll do it.
He said to me that it's time for him to jump behind the decks, but for a moment he disappeared, but then this happened.
So I know that someone...
Yo!
After being scared for my life, he went on to tell me how to control the faders and the buttons. Basically, you see the blue circle, once that comes in contact with a control, it will highlight blue. This means that you can interact with it. He then showed me that you can raise and lower the table. I can't lie, people, this actually blew my mind.
Lower the height of the table.
Oh,
Feature.
yo!
I'm gonna use my trigger.
Right, so he went on to demonstrate how to control the decks. He pressed play and God, I was ready to take over, but I waited. His floating hand was moving the crossfader up and down. Honestly, this new world, this whole new metaverse thing is incredible. He then went on and showed me how to use the low EQ knob. In the background, I was practicing twisting my hand because deep down, I was so ready to start playing.
Just like a wood regular knob.
Finally got out of the way and it was my time to get on the decks. My first lesson in the metaverse had begun. As I know this already, I didn't bother touching the knobs, I went straight into scratching. But I forgot the track wasn't playing, so I think it was actually time that I actually listened to what he said. So I pressed play and started playing with some of the controls. After I messed about for some time, it was time for lesson 2. Lesson 2 was loading songs.
Let's talk about loading songs.
In the real world, I use Serato to load my tracks, but in the metaverse, we're loading tracks on this big screen in front of me. So DJ Hopper went on and selected 2 tracks by Terry Waits. When you click a song, it asks what deck you want it to load on. He loaded the first one onto deck 4 and then the second one onto deck 1. As he went to show me that the tracks were loaded, his head appeared out of nowhere and scared the life out of me. Me being me, I was actually trying to touch his head. I also tried to slap it too. Whilst doing that, I completely was not paying attention and he turned around and said it was your turn.
So now it's your turn.
But luckily, he just said all he wants me to do is load 2 tracks onto the decks. So I brought up the menu and I selected these 2 tracks. You know I like it, and stress that. So the next lesson was just play and pause.
All right, let's talk about play and pause.
He went on and demonstrated to me how to press play and how to press pause. He then passed the controls over to me. I can't lie, the track on the left hand side had me vibing. But after getting overexcited, I thought it was time to move on to the next lesson.
Whoa, okay.
Next lesson was all about the Q button. He went on to explain to me what the Q button was, but then he appeared in front of me, so I had to look around him to see what he was actually doing. Then showed me several demos of him pressing the Q button. He then says to me to try something and he gave me an exercise to follow. With absolute ease, I smashed this lesson. On to the next lesson, which is Q and play.
Now, I can use Q and play together, and I want to show you how we do this.
This one was very interesting as I was pressing 2 buttons at once, but again, it was very easy. He then asked me a question during the lesson and I answered it correctly.
Do I hit play or do I hit Q?
Q.
After that, it gave me the confidence to smash this exercise. He also said I was doing awesome, and I know he doesn't say this to everyone that does these lessons.
You are doing so awesome.
Next lesson is moving the cue in the track. This lesson was very easy, literally just showed me how to move the cue in a track. Even in the metaverse, I knew I could do this, so let's skip this lesson. Now, the big lesson. Rewinding using the jog wheels. DJs, wheel ups in the metaverse are a thing. Watch DJ Hopper wheel up this track.
And I can rewind this back.
He said he wants me to be comfortable moving the jog wheel back and forward. Hopper, move to the side, bro.
That wrist work, boy.
Right, now onto the volume fader exercise. This is getting interesting now. He went on to explain to me how the mixer and the volume faders worked. He told me we weren't going to be mixing with both of our hands, but I thought I'd practice using them anyway. But all he wanted me to do is move the volume fader up and down. I can do this. I got a bit overexcited with this one. Next lesson, he taught me about EQs. Lows, mediums, highs, and the pass-through filters.
Using the EQ can really smooth out the mix.
Things were getting exciting now. He quickly explained to me about the EQs, demoed them to me, then let me have my go. I was 100% getting the hang of this now. Wait for the drop.
Biggie said he had the hat to match.
Yeah, I forgot to put the lows back up. As I was doing so well, he wanted to give me a bonus lesson.
Can I give you a bonus? I just want to give you one more thing.
I guarantee he doesn't give this to his other students. So in this lesson, he was just showing me the low pass filter. He demonstrated it to me, then I had my go.
Biggie said he had the hat to match.
This was it. It was time for me to do my first mix in the metaverse. But DJ Hopper said one thing that really offended me. He showed me the sync button.
We have a sync button here.
Sync. Sync.
So I stepped back, I watched DJ Hopper do his thing, and as I do when any DJ is playing, I'm enjoying myself in the background. Can't lie, his mix was very sick, but now it's my time.
People, I can't see the camera. I think it's over here. This is my first DJ lesson in the metaverse. Let's see how this goes, right? ACB. Yo. Oh man. Right, so people, that was my first DJ lesson in the metaverse. I'm sweating. If you want me to do more videos like this, let me know in the comments down below. I go by the name of DJ CB, and we're out.